Coach, they love their crab cakes and they love their football. That's what Maryland does. And we are at M&T Bank Stadium down near the Inner Harbor of Baltimore. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. Hey, hold on. Here it comes.
And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They run for the first time with Justice Hill. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll get this up to about the 40. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Let's go. 70 ending. 53. All day. Just like that. Mike, 53. 53, Mike.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Jackson. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience is early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time. But...
Yeah, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, back to football. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Jackson from the shotgun, trying to lay one up deep. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
His first carry. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
A first down throw for Brissett. He's got it to Hilton. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Watch the shoot, watch the shift, watch the shift. Check it out, read. Shift.
This is Hines. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On second down now, it's Hines, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs. Brissett. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. To the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 79 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Bradley Chubb, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, Brissett. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 36-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
We own them. We own them. Any weapon.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Jackson, options out left. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a 1st down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Here we go. 50. Check 53's Mike. And watch that. And watch the ball.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Here we go. Here we go.
On 1st down, Ingram. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, his 11th touchdown of the year as the Ravens push further out in front.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Go. Let's go.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On second down, it's Hines, and he'll be tackled at about the 35.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. Here's Brissett. And he connects with Ebron. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Hines. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Brissett. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Come on, set. Come on, go to base. Check, check. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch it. Just go. Just wait. Shit. Short. Go. Stay.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
I'm coming. Echo. 53, Mike. Pick it up.
From the gun, Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down at the Colts 30.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on third down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on third downs all year long. Two minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. On second down, it's Edwards. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a first down on a gain of 10. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now it's Jackson. Out to his left. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker Justin Tucker out onto the field. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Now,
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
24-yard gain on the play. First down, Colts.
So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we have come to halftime and what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing, Brissett. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
And the Colts first down.
Check hot route. Hot. Check.
They'll run on first down. Hines, he'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watch the slant. Anyway,
From just shy of midfield, Brissett. Ebron's got it. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. from the shotgun. It's Bissett. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Bradley Chubb make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Watch 7. 22. Check. Cover. 22.
On second down now, it's Hines. And he's got some space here. That one good for 21 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
I don't know about you, partner, but I just came out of my chair. Big-time run right there, and all of a sudden I realized...
Didn't reach the chains, did he?
How do you go that far? Create that type of an explosive play that'll be a check and a plus on every grade sheet and still not get a first down.
Yeah, they had put themselves in a bad spot, but a big gain, that helps. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. On 1st and 10, Brissett. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They'll run for it with Hines. But he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
And the Colts, 1st down.
Switch.
Now it's Hines. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
On 2nd down, it's Hines, and he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game, and I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains, didn't force the ball downfield, picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Raheem Mostert, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to cut into this lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And that cuts the lead to 24-10. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Jackson. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
Mike, 53, Mike.
To throw is Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down. Spectacular catch. Turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves him from a 3 and out. They'll go with Hill here on 1st down. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. To throw is Jackson. Dancing to his left. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. A good pickup there. 26 yards. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Ingram. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, they've certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Brissett now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Check it back, check it back.
To throw, Brissett. Ebron caught left side. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Mike 40, Mike 40.
Brissett to throw on first. Goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Bradley Chubb in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Brissett now. Complete to Hilton. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. On 3rd down, Brissett. And he's got his man, Hilton. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Brissett going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far.
Push him back. Mike's 40. Mike's 40. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. He don't want it. Check.
Brissett sets to throw it. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Steps away. He may try and run for this. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down. Now, I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
He can't hang.
Now Ingram been busy today. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Check 15, check 50. Mike, 58, right there. Yeah, that's what I do.
First down, and it's Hill again. And that time the tackle by Malik Hooker.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. This is Ingram. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
The tackle made by Malik Hooker. A gain of a yard.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Ravens, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody.